Hi friends, we are here again for our mathematics Olympiad, and then I believe you will enjoy every bit of the class, and then you have a refreshing time. So let's quickly consider the first question. This first one says 32 raised to power 32 plus 32 raised to power 32. We have to simplify. Now since we have 32 raised to power 32 in two places, we can just use that 2 as the coefficient of 32 raised to power 32. So we have 2 into bracket 32 raised to power 32. Then we can now simplify the base 32 to 2 raised to power 5, which is the same thing as 32. So we have 2 into bracket 2 raised to power 5 times 32 as the power close the bracket. So the reason why we factor out the base to 2 raised to power 5 is to have the same base with the 2 of the coefficients. The next thing to be done here is we multiply the power. That's 5 times 32, that's 160. So we now have 2 into bracket 2 raised to power 160, close the bracket. So since they now have the same base, the 2, the coefficient, the same base with the 2, the base of 160. So 2 as the coefficient is the same thing as 2 raised to power 1, then times 2 raised to power 160. Then now we use the law of exponent again, that x raised to power a times x raised to power b equals x raised to power a plus b. So we have 2 raised to power 1 plus 160. Since they have the same base, we pick one of the bases, that's 2. Then the times change to addition. So we have 2 raised to power 1 plus 160. So 1 plus 160, the power there is 161. So we now have 2 raised to power 161. So that's the answer for the first question here. Now for the question number 2, which we have 3 raised to power x plus 3 raised to power x equals 2. So since we have 3 raised to power x in two places as well, we can use the 2 as the coefficient of 3 raised to power x. Then equals 2. So we have 2 into bracket 3 raised to power x equals 2. Then we divide both sides by 2, the coefficient of 3 raised to power x. Then we have 2 into bracket 3 raised to power x over 2 equals 2 over 2. So 2 we cancel out 2. So we have 3 raised to power x equals 2 into 2 is 1 equals 1. 3 raised to power x equals 1. So since we have 3 raised to power x equals 1, and we know that by law of exponent, x raised to power 0 is 1, or anything raised to power 0 is 1. So we can just change that 1 to 3 raised to power 0, which is still equals 1, because we want the base to be equal. So that means 3 raised to power x equals 3 raised to power 0. 3 raised to power 0, there is still 1 there. So we want them to have the same base. That's why we change it that way. So since we have 3 raised to power x equals 3 raised to power 0 and they have the same base now, we can use the law of exponent that says if we have x raised to power a equals x raised to power b, since they have the same base, we can cancel out the base, then the power we can equate. So a equals b. That means here we cancel out the 3, then we can equate the power, that's x equals 0. That's the answer to the second question here. For the third question now, which is 9 raised to power 5 plus 9 raised to power 4 plus 9 raised to power 3 plus 9 raised to power 2 plus 9 raised to power 1. We have to simplify. The first thing we do here is to put into bracket 9 raised to power 5 plus 9 raised to power 4, then put 9 raised to power 3 plus 9 raised to power 2 also into bracket, then plus 9 raised to power 1. So we now have, if we factor out 9 raised to power 4 from 9 raised to power 5 and 9 raised to power 4, we have 9 raised to power 4, then into bracket 9 plus 1. 9 raised to power 4 and 9 raised to power 5 that will remain 9 raised to power 1, which is that 9. Then 9 raised to power 4 and 9 raised to power 4, that's 1, that's that plus 1. Then we factor out 9 raised to power 2 from 9 raised to power 3 plus 9 raised to power 2. So 9 raised to power 2 in 9 raised to power 3, that will be 9 raised to power 1, which is that 9, plus 9 raised to power 2 in 9 raised to power 2 is 1. So that's then plus 9 raised to power 1. So since we have factored out some of the values there, we can now say 9, since we have 9 plus 1 in the two brackets there, we can do a kind of factorization here. We pick 9 raised to power 4 plus 9 raised to power 2 into one bracket, then the 9 plus 1 that we have in the two brackets that are the same, we pick one of them, and that's 9 plus 1 into bracket then plus 9 raised to power 1. So that means we now have 9 raised to power 4 plus 9 raised to power 2 into bracket, then 9 plus 1 also into bracket, then plus 9 raised to power 1. Then if we factor out 9 raised to power 2 from 9 raised to power 4 plus 9 raised to power 2, we have 9 raised to power 2 into bracket 9 raised to power 2 plus 1, that is 9 raised to power 2 in 9 raised to power 4 is 9 raised to power 2. Then plus 9 raised to power 2 in 9 raised to power 2 is 1, that's that plus 1 there. Then into bracket, then 9 plus 1 also into bracket, then plus 9 raised to power 1. So what we now do is 9 square, that is 9 raised to power 2 is 81, that is 9 times 9, 81. Then into bracket 9 square again, that's 9 times 9, 81 plus 1. Then into bracket 9 plus 1 is 10, then plus 9 raised to power 1, which is the same thing as 9. So we have 81 into bracket, 81 plus 1 is 82, then into brackets 10, then plus 9. So we have 81 times 82 times 10 plus 9. So if we factor out 80 from 81 and 82, what we are going to have is 80 plus 1, that's 81, then 80 plus 2, that's 82, then bracket 10 plus 9. So the 80 there, let's represent that 80 by x. So we have x plus 1 into bracket x plus 2, then bracket 10 plus 9. That is everywhere you see 80, you plug in x. Now we expand the bracket, which we now have x. You take the first x, then x plus 2, you take the plus 1, then x plus 2 again, then times 10 plus 9. So if we expand the bracket, we have x times x squared plus x times 2, 2x plus 1 times x plus 1 times 2, 2, then times 10, then plus 9. So we have x squared plus 2x plus x plus 2 times 10 plus 9. So we have x squared, 2x plus 8, that's 3x plus 2 times 10 plus 9. So if we plug in 80 now as x, so we have 80 squared plus 3 times 80 plus 2 times 10, then plus 9. 80 squared will give us 6400, that is 6400, plus 3 times 80 is 240, plus 2 times 10 plus 9. That will give us 6642 times 10 plus 9. That will give us 66,420 plus 9. And that will give us 66,429. That's the answer for that question. So for our next class, we shall consider this question, which is if 6 raised to power square root of m plus 6 raised to power square root of m equals 24 raised to power square root of m, find the value of m. So till we meet next class, don't forget to click notification, subscription, and like button. Thank you.